No, my lord, my services to your lordship. Sir, I shall study deserving. Thou, nature, art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom, and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that I am some 12 or 14 moonshine's leg of a brother? Why, bastard, wherefore base? When my dimensions are as well compact, my mind is generous, and my shape as true as honest madam's issue, why brand they us with base, with baseness, bastardy? Base! Base! Who in the lusty stealth of nature take more composition and fierce quality than doth within a dull, stale, tired bed go to the creating a whole tribe of fops got tween asleep and wake. Well then, legitimate Edgar, I must have your land. Our father's love is to the bastard Edmund as to the legitimate. Fine word, legitimate. Well, my legitimate, if this letter speed, and my invention thrive, Edmund the base shall top the legitimate. I grow, I prosper. Now gods, stand up for bastards. So please your lordship, none. I know no news, my lord. Nothing, my lord. I beseech you, sir, pardon me, it is a letter from my brother that I have not all read, and for so much as I have perused, I find it not fit for your overlooking. I shall offend, either to detain or give it. The contents, as in part I understand them, are to blame. I hope for my brother's justification. He wrote this but as an essay or taste of my virtue. It was not brought me, my lord, that's the cunning of it. I found it thrown in at the casement of my closet. If the matter were good, my lord, I durst swear it were his, but in respect of that, I would fain think it were not. It is his hand, my lord, but I hope his heart is not in the contents. Never, my lord. But I have heard him oft maintain it to be fit, that sons at perfect age and fathers declining, the father should be as ward to the son, and the son manage his revenue. I do not well know, my lord, if it shall please you to suspend your indignation against my brother till you can derive from him better testimony of his intent, you should run a certain course, where if you violently proceed against him, mistaking his purpose, it would make a great gap in your honour and shake in pieces the heart of his obedience. I dare pawn down my life for him, that he hath writ this to feel my affection to your honour, and to no other pretence of danger. If your honour judge it meet, I will place you where you shall hear us confer of this, and by an auricular assurance have your satisfaction, and that without any further delay than this very evening. Nor is not sure. I will seek him, sir, presently, convey the business as I shall find means, and acquaint you withal. This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune off at the surfeit of our own behaviour, we make guilty of our disasters the sun, the moon, and stars, as if we were villains on necessity, fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, and treachers by spherical predominance, drunkards, liars, and adulterers by an enforced obedience of planetary influence, and all that we are evil in by a divine thrusting on. An admirable evasion of whoremaster man, to lay his goatish disposition on the charge of a star. My father, compounded with my mother under the dragon's tail, and my nativity was under Ursa Major, so that it follows I am rough and lecherous. I should have been that I am, had the maidenliest star in the firmament twinkled on my bastardizing. Edgar, when Patty comes, like the catastrophe of the old comedy. My cue is villainous melancholy, with a sigh like Tom of Bedlam. Oh, these eclipses do portend these divisions, for so la me. I am thinking, brother, of a prediction I read this other day, what should follow these eclipses. I promise you the effects he writes of succeed unhappily, as of unnaturalness between the child and the parent, death, dearth, dissolutions of ancient amities, divisions in state, menaces and maledictions against king and nobles, needless diffidences, banishment of friends, dissipation of cohorts, nuptial breaches, and I know not what. Come, come, when saw you my father last? Spake you with him? Parted you in good terms? Found you no displeasure in him by word or countenance? Bethink yourself wherein you may have offended him, and at my entreaty forbear his presence until some little time hath qualified the heat of his displeasure, which at this instant so rageth in him. With the mischief of your person it would scarcely allay. That's my fear. I pray you have a continent forbearance till the speed of his rage goes slower, and as I say, retire with me to my lodging, from whence I will fitly bring you to hear my lord speak. Pray ye go. There's my key. If you do stir abroad, go armed. Brother, I advise you to the best. Go armed. I am no honest man, if there be any good meaning towards you. I have told you what I have seen and heard, but faintly, nothing like the image and the horror of it. Pray you, away. I do serve you in this business. A credulous father, and a brother noble, whose nature is so far from doing harms that he suspects none, on whose foolish honesty my practices ride easy. I see the business. Let me, if not by birth, have lands by wit. All with me is meet, that I can fashion fit. I save thee, Kieran. How comes that? Not I. Pray you, what are there? Not a word. The Duke be here tonight? The better. Best. This weaves itself perforce into my business. My father hath set guard to take my brother, and I have one thing of a queasy question which I must act. Briefness and fortune work. Brother, a word, descend, brother, I say. My father watches. Oh, sir, fly this place. Intelligence is given where you are hid. You have the good advantage of the night. Have you not spoken against the Duke of Cornwall? He's coming hither now in the night, in the haste, and Regan with him. Have you not said upon his part against the Duke of Albany? Advise yourself. I hear my father coming. Pardon me. In cunning I must draw my sword upon you. Draw. Seem to defend yourself. Now quit you well. Yield! Come before my father. Light! Oh, here! Fly, brother. Torches! Torches! So farewell. Some blood drawn on me would beget opinion of my more fierce endeavour. I have seen drunkards do more than this in sport. Father! Father! Stop! Stop! No help! Here stood he in the dark, his sharp sword out, mumbling of wicked charms, conjuring the moon to stanzas auspicious mistress. Look, sir, I bleed. Fled this way, sir, when by no means he could persuade me to the murder of your lordship, but that I told him the revenging gods gainst parricides did all their thunders bend. Spoke with how manifold and strong a bond the child was bound to the father. Sir, in fine, seeing how loathly opposite I stood to his unnatural purpose, in fell motion with his prepared sword, he charges home my unprovided body, launched my arm. But when he saw my best alarmed spirits, bold in the quarrel's right, roused to the encounter, or whether gasted by the noise I made, full suddenly he fled. When I dissuaded him from his intent, and found him plight to do it, with cursed speech I threatened to discover him. He replied, Thou unpossessing bastard, dost thou think, if I would stand against thee, would the reposal of any trust, virtue, or worth in thee make thy words faith? No. What I should deny, as this I would, though thou didst produce my very character, I'd turn it all to thy suggestion, plot, and damn practice, and thou must make a dullard of the world, if they not thought the profits of my death were very pregnant and potential spurs to make thee seek it. Yes, madam, he was of that consort. Oh, 'twas my duty, sir. I shall serve you, sir, truly, however else. How now? What's the matter? Most savage and unnatural. This courtesy forbid thee shall the Duke instantly know, and of that letter too. This seems a fair deserving, and must draw me that which my father loses, no less than all. The younger rises when the old doth fall. How, my lord, I may be censured, that nature thus gives way to loyalty, something fears me to think of. How malicious is my fortune, that I must repent to be just. This is the letter he spoke of, which approves him an intelligent party to the advantages of France. Oh, heavens, that this treason were not, or not I the detector. If the matter of this paper be certain, you have mighty business in hand. If I find him comforting the king, it will stuff his suspicion more fully. I will persevere in my course of loyalty, though the conflict be sore between that and my blood. Yours in the ranks of death. Know of the Duke if his last purpose hold, or whether, since he is advised by aught to change the course, he's full of alteration and self-reproving, bring his constant pleasure. 'Tis to be doubted, madam, in honoured love, that thought abuses you. No, by mine honour, madam. Fear me not. She and the Duke her husband. Sir, you speak nobly. I shall attend you presently at your tent. The enemy is in view. Draw up your powers. Here is the guest of their true strength and forces by diligent discovery, but your haste is now urged on you. To both these sisters have I sworn my love, each jealous of the other, as the stung are of the adder. Which of them shall I take? Both? One? Or neither? Neither can be enjoyed if both remain alive. To take the widow exasperates, makes mad her sister Goneril, and hardly shall I carry out my side, her husband being alive. Now then we'll use his countenance for the battle, which being done, let her who would be rid of him devise his speedy taking off. As for the mercy which he intends to Lear and to Cordelia, the battle done, and they within our power, shall never see his pardon. For my state stands on me to defend, not to debate. Some officers take them away. Good God, until their greater pleasures first be known that are to censure them, take them away. Come hither, captain, hark. Take thou this note, go follow them to prison. One step I have advanced thee. If thou dost as this instructs thee, know thou this, that men are as the time is. To be tender-minded does not become a sword. Thy great employment will not bear question. Either say thou do it, or thrive by other means. About it, and right happy when thou'st done. Mark, I say, instantly, and carry it so as I have set it down. Sir, I thought it fit to send the old and miserable king to some retention and appointed guard, whose age has charms in it, whose title more to pluck the common bosom on his side, and turn our impressed lances in our eyes which do command them. With him I sent the queen, my reason all the same, and they are ready tomorrow, or at further space, to appear where you shall hold your session. At this time we sweat and bleed. The friend hath lost his friend, and the best quarrels in the heat are cursed by those that feel their sharpness. The question of Cordelia and her father requires a fitter place. Nor in thine, Lord. There's my exchange. What in the world he is that names me traitor, villain like he lies. Call by thy trumpet, he that dares approach, on him, on you, who not. I will maintain my truth and honour firmly. A herald? How? A herald? Sound! Himself. What sayest thou to him? In wisdom I should ask thy name, but since thy outside looks so fair and warlike, and that thy tongue, some say, of breeding breathes, what safe and nicely I might well delay by rule of knighthood my disdain and spurn. Back do I toss these treasons to thy head, with the hell-hated lie o'erwhelm thy heart, which, for they yet glance by and scarcely bruise, this sword of mine shall give them instant way, where they shall rest forever. Trumpets, speak! What you have charged me with, that have I done, and more, much more. The time will bring it out. 'Tis past, and so am I. But what art thou that hast this fortune on me? If thou art noble, I do forgive thee. Thou hast spoken right. 'Tis true. The wheel has come full circle. I am here. The speech of yours hath moved me, and shall perchance do good. But speak you on. You look as you had something more to say. I was contracted to both of them. I was contracted to them both. All three now marry in an instant. Yet Edmund was beloved. The one the other poisoned for my sake, and after slew herself. I pant for life. Some good I mean to do, despite of mine own nature. Quickly send, be brief in it, to the castle, for my writ is on the life of Lear and on Cordelia. Nay, send in time. Well thought on. Take my sword. Give it the captain. He hath commission from thy wife and me to hang Cordelia in the prison, and to lay the blame upon her own despair, that she fordid herself. Sponsored by Coca-Cola. I love a villainous bastard.